Boom!
We did it!
I told you, man. There was a moment earlier today where Campbell and I were on top of a van hanging on. Bad guys were driving it all over. Cops were shooting at us. Bad guys were shooting at us. We weren't sure if we were going to make the show or not.
But we made it.
We made it. Long story short, it's a long story. You don't want to hear any about that. We're working our way through the Harry Potter series, aren't we, Campbell?
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of long story, there was a scene where some amazing stuff was happening. And Ron and Harry Potter met up with Hermione. Ron and Harry had just gone through this amazing adventure. And Hermione says, "What's going on? What happened?" And they're like, long story.
And then they told another long story that was like
they're like, "What happened to you?" And yeah, Hermione tells this long story, or somebody tells a long story. Ron does, actually. But nobody wants to hear about it. It wasn't exciting at all. So that happened. What do we want to do today? We're going to go look at
What happened last time?
What happened last time?
Yeah. So last time, you can't see any changes on this, but last time we put everything into a custom user control called tick graph. Not everything, but we refactored a lot of things from main window to our tick graph, our custom user control.
Right, and then we dropped that custom user control onto our main window XAML. So as a result, our XAML is simpler, right? We just have this now. We used to have several, remember?
Yeah.
And our code behind is simpler. We talked about this fat thumb, right? Having a thumb that's really big. That's generally a good thing in a file, right?
It started off at I think it's like maybe 200 and something lines of code.
Yeah, we can kind of get an estimate. If we go over here, what's this? That's about 400 lines of code.
Oh, I was wrong.
And most of this, in fact, I think all of this came from main window.
Main window.xaml.
So we did move, I think, one thing out to my extensions. We moved one method out here, getNum. We moved that out here. And we added something called an XML doc comment, which is a comment that can show up in IntelliSense and other documentation about your code. So it's generally a good idea to do it if you have time, especially if you're writing code that other developers are going to consume.
Yeah, because especially also if the method name or if the method is used on multiple things, because if it's used with multiple things, then it's not quite always clear what the method does.
Yeah, so you're talking about a method that might be complex and do a number of things in the method? Is that what you mean? Yeah, one of the things we try to strive for is methods that only do one thing. One of the advantages of that is that you can get a method name that really makes sense. Sometimes, in rare cases, I'll have a method name that says load data and initialize it, or something like that. But in general, that's a bad idea. Generally, it's much better to have two different methods, one that's called load data and one that says initialize it. Now, we live in Costa Rica, kids, and I'm noticing that Campbell seems a little overdressed for the day. Campbell, are you wearing a onesie?
I am wearing a onesie.
What is that onesie? Is that
It's a kangaroo.
A kangaroo. We're not down under, but, might as well be. It's hot enough. All right, buddy. Well, to each his own. All right, let's go in. And today what we're going to do is, there's two things I want to push towards. One of the things I want to do, Campbell, is I want to make it so that the hard-coded numbers that we have, which are showing up all over the place, I want these to disappear.
And make them not hard-coded and instead flexible.
Yeah, I want to be able to drop this in any size window and have it occupy the space. Mm-hmm. And I don't know enough about Canvas to know exactly how to do this. I don't know if I can give it an auto. Sometimes some controls you can say the word auto and it'll kind of expand to the parent. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Let's just try this actually as our first test. Let's throw the word auto everywhere and try running it. Oops. Not a number. Interesting. Why is that? Why got to be not a number? Create line, just as I made that change. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
let's see what's going on. It's coming from add dash line, position Y. I wonder if it is because it was running and I made the change.
Oh, it's definitely because it's running that it found.
Oh, no, it's passing in CVS adornments.height. It's not a number. Not a number is what's stored if I make it auto. So the answer is no. It looks like auto is not going to work unless I somehow store this number somewhere else. Right? The height. Let's look at, just out of curiosity, what does Chart Translator have in terms of properties? If I tap the control key and I hit the letter P, I can just search only for properties in here. It's only got one. I think it has more, but they're not public, so I can't see them from here. Here, see that? Oh no, it's got chart height. Oh no, I thought it was static. It's not. Chart Translator. Why am I not seeing that as?
Oh, because it's not a property thing.
I don't think I saw it.
I saw it as a method.
It's a field.
Field.
So when I hit P for properties, there's also an F for fields. I should have said F for fields to see it. Okay, so I can say chart height pixels right there instead. And that's going to say 500. Let's try if I run that, see if I run that, if it'll work. Okay, still working. Let's go back in.
It looks a little bit stretched.
Yeah, I believe that. Because, you know, all kinds of stuff. We're going to go in, I'm going to change everything to auto,
Wait!
everywhere.
You didn't change it?
Or maybe not here. I won't do it here. Here I'm actually going to specify it. It's stretched out, by the way, because here I say this is 700, right? And inside I said the graph was 500, which means if I were to take this to 800 and inside still be 500, it would stretch even more.
Yeah, okay.
And if I were to take this to say through 200,
it would be cropped.
well, yeah, cropped. I guess maybe it's, I thought it would stretch it, but it's apparently not. Oh,
Or
because
shrink
it says the piece inside is still the same height. So anyway, I want this to drive everything else. Do we have an event called size change? Look at that. See that?
Yeah.
When we have an event called, so we can't hook this now in hot SAML reload, I think, because, or wait, we can. I just need a breakpoint somewhere. Let's throw just a breakpoint in here, anywhere on any line of code. Okay. Now we should be able to. Where's our size changed event? I was expecting to see it added here. Just didn't add it because it was running, maybe. Oh, I think I put it in the wrong space. I put it here. I don't want it there. I don't want the window to have to be responsible for it. I want the tick graph to be responsible for it. Oops. I shouldn't have done that. I got it. I'm gonna have to close down the app because I deleted the control while we were running. All right. I want the tick graph to know when it's been resized. So I'm gonna say size changed here and create a new event handler. And now I want to go in. Can I get in there? Okay. User control 1, size changed. And I want to set a breakpoint here. Well, let's just run it and see if we get that breakpoint. Cool. We got a breakpoint. New size. Look at that. See it? Height and width. 700, 1920. We're getting that from here. Pretty sure about that. We're creating a new one. Okay? Cool? Now, what can we do that we're here? Now that we know what our size is, we should be able to go to our chart translator and set those values. Chart pixel width. And now I'm stopping. Because while we could do this, I'm going to do it. The problem is, what's wrong here? Are these read-only? What's going on with these guys? They're read-only. They're read-only properties. When we create a new chart translator, let's go look at what it holds, what its private data is. It holds on to some stock data points. Here's the problem. Chart translator is holding on to, it's holding on to the size of the canvas and the data points.
Oh, yeah.
It's holding on to two different things. And we're running into problems now because if I want to show this in multiple different dimensions, I want to specify my own chart width and chart height. The chart height and width should not be here, but everywhere we need them, we should pass them in as parameters.
Yeah.
So get stock position needs a chart width in pixels. Okay? Where else are we using it? Get time.
Wait. You put in.
Got it. Get time needs it too. Who else? Get time from X needs it. On left side needs it. Okay? And then we're outside of, oh wait, on left side is here. In tick graph, hold on a second. Our last one is get time from X. So we've got 1, 2, 3 methods that need to know the width. And that needs to be passed in. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the other one. Chart height in pixels. Who needs that? Get stock position Y needs it. That makes sense, right? And that's it. We're outside. We're back in tick graph here. So in terms of chart translator, only one method needs to know the height. Okay?
Yeah.
So what we need to do is we need to pass this in as a parameter. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to go here. Once you do it, hit the coder's key. Choose add parameter.
Whoops.
Not there? Put it at the end of last trade rate. See if you get it there. Oh, we're in edit and continue. Stop the debug. So go into debug and hit stop or hit Shift F5 to do it. Okay, and then try again. Remember, you can use Control right or End key, all kinds of things. It looks like you're inside the parameter, not outside of it. Yeah, there you go. Try it there. Still nothing? Interesting. Let me do this. I'm going to go to where it's here. Still no add parameter. Interesting. All right, we'll do it manually then. Okay, so to add a new parameter, we just going to type in a B for variable, and then whatever its type is, what is it? Is it a double?
It's a double, I believe.
Yeah, it's a double. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to say, just paste that in, chart height pixels. Even though chart height pixels, this used to access the field, now that I've got something with the exact same name that's closer in scope, it'll get this instead. So if I hit tab to next reference, it'll go to there. See that? It doesn't even see the field anymore.
Yeah.
And if we go up to the field now, chart height in pixels, we're, well, there's a reference to it here. Okay, that's okay. There's that reference we just added, and there's this one. So not a lot that's going on here. So the chart height, I don't want to hold on to this anymore here. I want to get rid of it. That means out here, tick graph, see this? This tick graph should hold on to this, not chart translator. Tick graph should be in charge of how high its chart is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of the reference through here, and I'm going to instead declare a new double up here that's going to be that size. Okay? Chart height in pixels. Okay? And then down here, I'm going to do this. Make sense? So I'm going to declare this one up here too. So I'm just going to, whenever we're resized, we're going to get the new size data. So I'm that make sense?
Yeah.
So now what's cool about this is the chart translator, it doesn't care how high or tall something is. You can tell it through the parameter now how tall the graph is, and it'll calculate exactly where the point needs to be. So we can use the same low-level object to draw many different sized height graphs and width graphs.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So back inside of Chart Translator. So chart height in pixels now is only used in these two places. Well, now I can get rid of it here, and I can get rid of it here. If it's only assigned, then it's not referenced anywhere. That means I can get rid of it here. I can remove this unused parameter here. So I'm going to just delete it there. We'll go find where we are, what it's called in the constructor, and fix it. Okay, cool. Next, chart width in pixels. All right, we're going to do the same thing. So I've copied this to the clipboard. So why don't you start? Start by hitting the copy key. Remember, it's an identifier, so you don't have to select it. Mm-hmm. Move up to after the keyword time, and then up on the parameter, right? The parameter, up above in the parameter list. There you go. Hit N key. Okay, that can work too. Space, and then create a new variable of type double. There you go. And now paste. Good. Now chart width in pixels is now solved there. Now go to get stock position X and tap to next reference on it. See where it's being called from. And make sure you pass in the chart width in pixels. Here. We're in chart translator. Okay, go ahead and just put a comma there. Good. And then down below here, we're going to do chart height in pixels. Like that.
Oh.
Okay. Now we're going to need to, looks like we're going to need to pass both of these in here. Forget moving average. That's okay. All right, we'll keep going. There, do the same thing. Put a comma here, chart width. This one is going to be a comma, and we're going to pass in chart height in pixels. Keep going. Now we're in tick graph. Tick graph, we've got it here locally. We can do it for both. Notice in the other places I thought I had X and Y, but here I have X and X. I'm using get stock position X in both of these.
Right, because it's...
Yeah, let's just double check, make sure I didn't miss that, because that would be an easy one to miss, to confuse a Y with an X. So that one's good. Right, I'm confirming that the Y gets the height, and the X gets the width. Let's keep going. I'm just shift tabbing that. That looks good. Height to Y, width to X.
There was an error.
This error is because Chart Translator doesn't have a chart height in pixels coming into it. And this will be an error soon because it still has this, and I'm going to remove this. That other line's going to be an error because it won't see chart pixels, chart width in pixels. And what I'm going to have to do is pass it in as a parameter right here. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so that's coming. Don't worry, we're gonna go back to and just kind of follow this. I'm just hitting escape to get back. And we're gonna go back to get stock position X where we started and go down to the next one. Get time, I think had it, is that right? Chart width pixels, there it is right there, see it?
Yeah.
We are gonna come back up here, go ahead and do it. Space VD, space. Paste it in. Good. Now go to get time and tap to next reference. Make sure everybody is passing in chart width in pixels. Oh wait, it's a Boolean. Turn that into a double by typing in TD. Type double.
Yeah.
There you go. Now go to get time and tap to next reference on get time. To your left, the method name. There you go. Tap to next reference on that. Okay. This is in tick graph. It's already got one, so you can add that. It's got that field variable. You can add it there, just paste it in. I think it'll work. Okay, good. Tap to next reference on get time, see if there are any other calls. That's it.
Nope.
All right, go down to the next method underneath it. There are 3 methods stacked in a row. Get time from X. This needs it as well. Let's scroll up so we can see its code. There it is right there. See it?
Yeah.
So do the same thing. Good. Now you go right to tick graph. Tick graph has that variable as a field variable. So you can use this one here. Good. See what else? Any other calls to get time from X? Yep, it's got a second one. Still in tick graph, so you still have that as a field variable. Right, I'm looking up at the tab, the highlighted tab up there to see what's selected. There is another one, let's do it. It's got a few of them. They're all in the mouse drags, right? Kind of makes sense, right? We want to get the X position, the time from where we are on the X. So we can do things with it. Cool, and we made a round trip. All right, next, I want to go back up. I think there were only those 3 methods. I want to go back up and I want to double check. I want to tap to Nix reference on these and see where I'm hitting it. This one, I don't want to hit it here.
Why?
Hold on. Why not? Because it's got the same problem. I'm still inside Chart Translator and I'm referencing the field variable that I'm about to delete. I'm going to delete this field variable. So this is going to go away. In fact, we can probably do this now. We'll get rid of that. Go out over here, get rid of this. We're going to get rid of these 2. Okay? So our to-dos there go away. Right? We said, let's not hard code this. We're going to kill those. Main window doesn't care anymore how big it is. It's better. It's a better design for main window not to care about it. I'm going to delete this. Okay? Oops. Okay? So no parameters now in Chart Translator. Sweet?
Yeah.
All right, now this guy. This is the guy I need to delete. I just want to make sure there's nothing else. Used in tick graph. See this? How would I change this? See what's going on? It's going to Chart Translator, chart width in pixels. How should I change this?
I think we just should get rid of this and this thing.
That's correct.
Chart Translator.
That is exactly correct because I've got the field variable in tick graph. Beautiful. Let's hit escape to get back and tab again. See where we are. We're just. Oh wait, here we are. Another one. How do we fix this?
Same thing.
Yeah, we're in tick graph. Tick graph already has its own field variable of the same name. So we're kind of refactoring, right? We realized we had kind of a problem with our design. Our design had a class called Chart Translator, which was really good at translating charts, but it needed to know some UI stuff. And it becomes way more powerful by getting rid of the UI stuff. Okay, so let's see, where are you? You're in Chart Translator. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, you're in the right, totally the right place. All right, so here we are in add-line. Let's go back to add-line. See it right there?
Yeah.
We have to fix this. How do we fix this? We're in, oh wait,
No, we're in tick graph.
We're in tick graph.
Yeah, we
How are
already
we
fixed
getting
it.
here? Hold on a second. Let me just hit enter to stop this a second. I'm not sure and let's go back to Chart Translator. I want to be here and I want to go through here. Yeah, this has only got 2.
Wait, why was it bringing me to tick graph then? I was hitting tab.
You were hitting the tab? It sounds like you were experiencing a bug for a moment is what it was. That's what it looked like to me, but I wasn't entirely sure. But I'm okay with it now because it's not reproducible and we were in the middle of kind of changing something with the same name in 2 places. So now we've got this in only 2 places. Now it is safe to delete this, and now we have to fix this method. So now, remember I said this was going to go bad? It's gone bad. How do we fix this?
We have to add it as a parameter and get
That
stop
is
position
absolutely,
1.
I'm sorry, say what and what?
We have to add it as a parameter.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. So copy this to the clipboard, and then go up to the parameter list up there. One to the left. There you go. Space VD. Paste. And you know what
And
you
we
could
have to do
probably
the same thing for chart height pixels.
Try this. Control Shift. I didn't hear what you said. Say that again.
We also have to do the same thing for chart height pixels.
Right. Try Control Shift left. Wait. Actually, I have a better idea. Select just the word width. use Alt and left arrows.
Wait.
Yeah, try hitting Shift Enter now. Change that to height. Is that awesome or what? You need an
That
upper,
is.
your caps lock looks
Oops.
like it's engaged. Sorry about that. Good, and then hit Enter. Now tap the next reference on Get Moving Averages. And we need to just add these two parameters.
Yeah.
And we're inside tick graph. We've got them as field variables. See, this allows us to have multiple tick graphs and one chart translator. And all of them can be visible at the same time. So we could create a user interface that shows us Bitcoin, shows us Ethereum, shows us all of these, as many as we want, right? We can just add them up.
Yeah.
And they'll all work. They'll all work independently, and we only need one chart translator, which means we only need one set of data. Well, not entirely true, because right now it's chart translator only. We'll need one of those for each stock we track, because chart translators right now only holding on to one stock at a time, I think. Is that true? Or we get the stock data points? No, maybe not. Let's go see where we construct it. We construct it in main window. Yeah, we're just calling add stock position. So as long as we track which one has which stock position to it, or create a class that tracks all of them, we can do what I said, right? Yeah, okay. All right, let's go to chart translator now. .xaml, or sorry, tickgraph.xaml. Whoops. So this, we added this. Let me make this a comment, is so the mouse, the preview mouse events get sent. I remember that we had to create a white rectangle in the background, rectangle in the background to make that work, because it looks like it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason we had to do that was so that we could move the mouse and the dashed line would move as well, right?
We
Because
moved
it
the
was
mouse.
Because it was only moving on a control or on an
element. We only got the preview mouse events if we moved over a control on a canvas.
Yeah.
And so we had to
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
it wasn't just the dashed line. It was also the hint and
Yeah. So I'm going to call the CVS background
selection.
like this. And I'm going to call this one, I'm going to type in XN and call this rect background. Everything's got a name. Okay. And I think we need just to go to hints. Anything after hints? No. Okay. So I'm going to copy this just so I got some names on the clipboard. And over here in our size changed, I'm going to get every single one of these controls and I'm going to change its size to match. I'm just copying it, pasting it in here. CVS selection, and then was there CVS analysis. So all of these are just I'm gonna sync them all up. Notice CVS analysis still has that margin on it. And then there's also a CVS hints that I didn't copy to the clipboard. Is that right? Hints?
Yeah.
With an S? Yeah, right there. Okay, all right, cool. Now, these are the things I need to change, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a rectangular selection here, and I'm going to say set size, open paren. I'm going to come over here, do a rectangular selection down, do the close paren and the semicolon. Then I'm going to hit Control-K-D to format it. Okay? Now, these two field variables, they have the size.
Wait, what was that shortcut to format it?
Format is, that's a great question. I'm so glad you asked that. Control plus K followed by Control plus D.
Okay.
Bless you. So let's try this. I'll unformat it. And now you hit Control-K-D. Just hold the Control-K down and then tap K and then D. Good. All right, now we're gonna just declare it. I'm not gonna make this be a canvas. I wanna make this be probably a framework element. We saw that as it was a useful parent that was common to a lot of controls. And now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, hey, element dot width is equal to what? And element dot height is equal to what? What goes here?
Is it, yeah, it's just the, what are they called? The chart height pixel, and chart width pixels.
That is correct.
I think it's called. They're called. The ones we were using for everything else. These ones.
That is correct.
I think it's still on the clip now. Chart.
Good. Good. And I think we're done. I think at this point, if we do a run, let's close down the Skype window right there. All right, try running right now. Chart height.
Oops, I had
pixels, an extra S right there.
I think I was trying to hit Control S to save it,
I see.
but
You could probably clear that big breakpoint and just run it. Now it's not sizing from here.
no.
Let's fix that. Let's totally fix that. We want to fix that here, I think. So when we get to size changed, right here, main window, we're gonna set the tick graph size based on the size of the window.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so when the window size changes, we're gonna get those in there. I think there's also, is there a client rect? I feel like there is. No, is that maybe Windows Forms? I'm remembering something else. Maybe. Client rectangle, get client rectangle. Is there a get client? No. All right, so we'll do this. We're gonna say tick graph dot, is there size, a set size? There's not. So we'll say width is equal to e dot new size dot width, maybe minus 20. So we'll just take 20 off the width. And tick graph dot height. Wait, can I go from width to height a little faster? No. Is equal to height minus maybe 200. Because I need some space for the controls. And now let's see what happens with just that change. We'll wait to get some data in.
It's
moving?
doing it, but incorrectly, it looks like.
Can I see it?
Oops.
It looked like as you dragged it to the right, I wonder if that was just coincidence that data was coming in.
Yeah, look
Oh,
at
no,
what's
wait.
happening.
That's not coincidence. Oh, I think I know what's happening. We're shrinking it.
Oh, the same on both axes. Oh no.
That's interesting.
Oh.
Okay. And look here too. See, it's kind of centering it. See what's happening?
Uh-huh.
And the other one doesn't center. The other one has got that margin, so nothing's happening with the margin piece.
Yeah.
So it's kind of working,
But not in the way you
but
want
not
it to.
entirely working. This one is really bizarre.
Yeah.
So if we say that this is smaller, why does it indent to the right? I haven't quite figured that out yet. It wants to center it. That part is true.
Do you think it could be because we're in a stack panel?
Oh, the grid. The grid we're not changing. That's what I think it is. I don't know, maybe I'll just call it that for now. I think we need to change that. And we're gonna have to restart because I just created something new. Let's try restarting that and see if that fixes it. So what line, this is the control. What do I need to do with that control? Let's see.
Genesco 7, where are you? We need your help.
We need your help, Genesco 7.
Alright.
Oh, you're here? Good.
What happened to the letters?
Right now.
What we're talking about.
Welcome.
Welcome, Genesco 7. What do I do there? Well, that's the new control I just added. What do I do to make it all work so its size gets set as well? Okay, run it. See if this fixes it, the left to right drag problem. I don't know if it will or not, to be honest. Let's do a horizontal resize of it.
Nope, it's just cropping it.
Well, hold on though, because it's got to redraw. It only redraws when it gets new data, I think.
Really?
I think so. We can make it so when we resize that it redraws. Hold on, let me just get this right edge right over here. There we go. I think we give it a second, it'll, yeah, I think it's working. We need to see more change in the price.
Yeah.
I thought we changed that to Ethereum.
I changed it back.
Oh, you changed it back? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, we can look at the time, I suppose. 25 seconds after. Yeah, it's getting new data in. But it's just the price is not changing. It's now 33 after. If I move over here, give it a second, I think it's going to update. On the next update, there it is. And there's 40, see?
Yeah.
So all we need to do to make it look real is when the size changes, we can do a refresh of this thing. I think the method is called draw graph. Set a breakpoint right here. Let's see, is it draw graph? Like that. Doesn't need any parameters. It looks like that's it. Let's see what it does. So we resize it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Perfect.
Pretty cool. The height is there's too much going on here. There's not enough going on here. We need to kind of fix that. That's going to be over in main window. It's here. See this number? This number needs to be bigger. Right there.
Yeah. And is it okay if we get rid of the moving averages maybe? Because we're not doing much with them
Sure.
currently. And also I because of the margin, whenever we resize, they get a bit wonky.
So I'm changing it to the height minus 400 now. And we're going to try that. It's better. All right. Getting rid of the moving average, that's what you want to do next?
Yeah.
I want to point out that at the beginning of the show you said we should fix moving averages so they don't move so much.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So we can do that too. But
okay.
It's easy to get rid of them.
Yeah, we shouldn't get rid of. Yeah, I think so. What we should do is make it so that when we resize, they aren't so weird. Are they? Wait, they looked like they were being weird.
Oh, look at that. See what happens?
Yeah.
Our height got less than the 400 we were subtracting by, and we got a height that was going to become a negative number. -1 is not a valid property for height. See it?
Yeah.
-1 is not a valid property for height. You can't set a height of -1. Does E allow us to stop it? Doesn't look like there's a way to block it. I can maybe say handled, but I have a feeling by this time it's too late. So, okay. I can block this in a different way.
Well, are we going to use the moving averages in the future? Sorry.
That's a good question. Let me do this. I'm going to call this new height, like this. And I'm going to just add some code that says, hey, if new height is less than to some minimum, like say 100, then we're just going to say new height is equal to 100. Right there. Jimmy Scoot 7's flying his drone around. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll come back up here, execute, and then now we're here and everything's okay. So we've saved that. The width we could do as well. Introduce a local for that. Call this new width. Do you want to type it in? And you want to add some code that looks just like that new height one right up on lines 85 and 86 after you type in this name. Call this new width.
I can't get rid of the @ symbol before I...
Get that drone. That drone comes near me, I'm going to swat it. Got it. Gotcha. Gotcha, Janiska 7. Good, new width, and then add some code that looks like these two lines right here, basically.
Why was it? It had the like the @ symbol before it.
Oh yeah, why was the @ symbol there? I'll show you. If we come in and do the rename and we make it just the word new, new is a reserved keyword. But you can use a reserved keyword in a name if you precede it by the @ symbol.
Oh.
So if I wanted to call this new or to, well, to is maybe not is okay. Try is a reserved keyword. If I call it finally, if I called it for, hold on. Let's get the rename. Looks like I got out of sync here with the rename. Rename. If I called this for, I can type it in, F-O-R. See, as soon as it gets the keyword, it adds it. That's what's happening there. Okay?
Okay, that's cool.
Good question though. All right. So what I would do is duplicate that, but then put it up above before we set it. And set, what is the min there? Maybe 100, maybe 200, whatever that is. Look out, Campbell. Did you see that blow up right in front of you?
No, I didn't.
Come on, Janiska 7. You gotta be a good guy. Oh no. No, not that guy. All right. So here's how it works now. Now as we get tinier, there gets to be a certain min size and says, I'm not going any smaller than that. See it?
Yeah.
So we won't, so we're all cool. Okay? Pudding says hello to you, Campbell. Hope you're having a great day, he says.
Hope you're having a great day too.
All right, cool. And so there it is. We got resizing. That's cool. Campbell says, let's get rid of this moving averages now. That's
If we're not going to use them in the future, but
sure.
I feel like we
Let's do it. Let's create a property on
or we could just comment out the code.
tick graph. I want to make a property on it. And I'm going to create something. This is going to blow your mind a little bit. But you know what? We blow your mind on the show like just about every day. So every day we do it. So it'll be okay. I'm going to create a property. It's a new kind of property you haven't seen before. It's called a dependency property. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think we can do that on this show, Genescu 7. Retro CRT's out there.
Hi.
I'm gonna watch some TV, man. Boom. By the way, Retro CRT, Genescu 7, you guys may have missed it. We had a brand new fanfare for a guy we know in the business as Roy finally got his own fanfare. How you doing, Retro CRT? Welcome. Welcome, Genescu 7. Welcome, Pudding. This is the most important fanfare in the show. We should probably make one for Campbell soon, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
What should yours be? Pumpkins!
Surely Dad is in the house.
He's in the house, kids. Woo! We're in big trouble, kids. Certainly Dev is here. We need a Campbell fanfare. Yep, that's what Pudding says. We need a Campbell fanfare. What do you think, Campbell? What's it going to say? What's it going to be like? Uh-oh. Fred jumped off to the side. Fred's not... Oh, wait, that's Campbell. Oh, my bad. I don't have Campbell lined up. I've got some bad data set up. I didn't do that in advance.
Okay.
I'll get that fixed for the next show. Oh, you want to think about your fanfare, or you want to get back to what we're doing?
I'll think about my fanfare later, but I want to do the code now.
Okay, so we're going to get back in the code?
Yeah.
All right.
Back to the code.
Okay. Where is the moving averages code? Is that in?
I'm sorry.
That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
noticing.
I want to add a dependency property. That's what I was about to do. So I'm going to type in DP for dependency property, like that. In fact, I'm going to go back just a little bit. I'm going to put a comma after it to make a shorter version of it, just so there's not so much. I'm going to stop the app because we're adding something new here. And we're going to call this dependency property show moving averages. Okay? The type of the property is going to be a Boolean, like that. And the
So what
default
does this
value is going to be false. Okay? So I'm just using the CodeRush template to put that in. All right? Now, we need a on-change event handler. Looks like I don't have that in here yet, do I? Okay, so we're going to say, I'm going to pass in, hold on. I've got 3 overloads for this. Are there overloads here? There it is. So I've got default value and there it is. See the property changed callback? So then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say moving averages changed, like that. And can I do that and declare it? I'm going to declare it as a method. Is that going to work? I think it is. Although I'm looking for this. What's my problem there? My default value. What's going on? What is it? What's my problem? All right, I'm gonna go, because I'm not sure exactly how to fix this. I'm gonna undo, back it up, and I'm gonna use the larger template that does include that event in it. All right, so DP there. One more time, show moving averages. Right there, type is a bool. That's what I guess I needed to do. Here's the default value, F for false. And the piece I missed was, I didn't have the words new property change callback around it. That's what it looks like I needed to do. Okay, and so now when it's changed, now what I'm going to do, whenever the property changes, I think I'm just going to say redraw the graph, is what I think I'm going to do. So right here, I'll just call draw graph. Okay, that just will lay down all the elements. Now in draw graph, what I want to do is I want to check to see if the property is set or not before I draw the moving averages. Draw analysis charts here. If not, show moving averages, then return. Maybe I should have named this better. I'll show analysis. And we're going to just change a couple things in here too, because let me show an analysis property. Up. Okay. Come over here, turn that into that. We can rename these. On course, show analysis, which we don't really need. I will explain that in a second. On show moving averages change. That's the one we needed. When it changed, that's when there we go. So on coerce is if somebody tries to set a value and you don't like the value, you want to give it something different, you can kill it. You can change the value or say, no, sorry, I'm changing it back. Does that make sense? So
yeah.
you can coerce it to something you want. We don't need this because it's just a bool. It's either going to be true or false, and both are totally valid values. So I'm going to get rid of this here. We're just going to keep the callback for show analysis change. Now, with that, we're going to run it. Did I set the default value for true or false? Default value is false, so it won't show the analysis. What's cool about this, though, because of XAML hot reload, is I can go to my main window. I should be able to come in here and type in show analysis.
I thought you couldn't add something in the XAML while it was running.
You thought we could not?
Yeah.
No, we can totally. It's called XAML hot reload. We can do a lot of things. We can't delete a control, and we can't move a control because it doesn't handle that right now. But now if I come in here, so notice, if we're out here, no analysis. If I come in here and I say set that to true, it should work. There you go. See it?
Wait, I think something might have been messed up because either these prices, wait, let me. Oh no, it's just very close. But look at this, isn't this super cool? These look like they're the exact same, but then it goes down.
Yeah, we can also take out that line of code that removes data. I've always been kind of not sure if I like it or not. Removing data, right? We're removing data to kind of flatten out the curve. The other thing that's really cool about now having the new digital money coming, it's digital euro. That's great news. I love that, Janiscu 7. Yeah, removing the other cool thing about that chart translator is that let's say we have 1,000,000 points and we want to graph them. We don't really want to graph 1,000,000, but what we could do is we could say, hey, give us only 250 points between this range, and it could go figure out
which 250
an even spread
points matter.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really super cool in terms of what we're going to be able to do with this. So I like our architecture. Our architecture is good. It's good. Now we can go back into the XAML again, turn that to false. Like that. And what? Oh, it's not updating the charts. See what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay, we can fix that. Hold on. That is going to be fixed. Inside draw graph, we go to what, draw analysis, I think, right? Here's what we're going to do. In show analysis, European Central Bank news from this Wednesday about it, and it should work as normal euros. Cool. Okay, on show moving averages changed. Okay, I want to stop the app because this has got the wrong name. This is on show analysis changed. Now at this point I want to say, hey, if show analysis, look at what I'm going with this. Can you finish the code for me?
Collapsed or hidden? Collapsed, right?
Well, look at line 59. I'm not quite done. There needs to be an else in here too. I'll let you figure it out. If show analysis, and we're going to do one thing to visibility, and if not, then we're going to do another thing. So we need an else statement.
No. Wait. Yeah. No. We want this to happen no matter what.
That's correct. So you need another statement in there. In other words, if we're going to show analysis, we want to make sure that canvas, the analysis canvas, is visible. If we're not, we want to make sure it's hidden or collapsed. And I'll explain what each of those do.
I remember, kind of.
Yeah, collapse is kind of like pushing a drawer in, okay.
Hidden just hides it. It
Okay,
kind of makes it so that you can't see it, but it's still there.
Double check your logic.
Oops.
Read the code from line 59 down to 62.
Whoopsies. Oh wait.
Shift end can get you.
I
Good,
was-
that
I
looks
was
good.
just using the alt
All
up
right.
and down arrows.
So save and run. All right, and now analysis is off. We're going to turn it on and see it, then we're going to turn it off and it should disappear. So do you know how to turn it on? Do you remember how I did that? Okay, so we see it. No radical changes in data yet. The prices remain constant.
I kind of want to wait for it to change a bit,
That's okay.
just so that we know
Practice
it's still working.
do some user interface testing. Do some selections.
Oh, I want to see. Okay. Oh, there is one problem though. If I'm down here on the window and I'm moving my mouse, it doesn't move the dashed line.
Oh,
Which feels a
interesting.
bit weird to me. It's because of the rectangle. We didn't make it big enough. But what's weird is, or it's not weird. I know why it happens, but it's just something that's that I also don't like is if the moving average goes down to here. If I go over that, it will move the dashed line.
Interesting. I think there's a problem in our set size, to be honest. All right, so let's turn it off. And it's gone. It's back. Gone. Okay. In fact, we could probably get both of these up at the same time and just watch it happen. See it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we got one property on it. So it's really cool. We can set up that property in the XAML. That's what a dependency property does for us. Dependency property is used for XAML. It's a special kind of property. Kind of hard to write. That's why we give you those templates to do it. Okay, cool. So we can now change that back to false. So now we've gotten rid of it.
Well, what exactly does the dependency property do?
Well, the answer to that is kind of complex, and I think maybe we won't get into it. I won't answer the question now other than to say it takes care of the routing and the expectations that WPF has for a property that allows things like XAML hot reload to happen. Okay, it's heavier property than a lighter weight property. It's like a lightweight property, but it's got some heavier stuff in it, so that XAML knows how to interact with it. XAML knows how to load up. It also knows how to load the form with it. So when it loads the form and it sees this value here, it knows how to load it and initialize your control. Okay, if we look at it, go back to, I think it's this one. Yeah. If we go back here and we look at it, this information kind of sets it up. It's called a dependency property. There's the name of it. Here's the name in text of what the property should look like. Here's that same property, but really declared. Okay? And then we're just calling get value and set value. This is part of that architectural framework we're buying into. So that when we set a value, we call set value, and when we get a value, we call get value. Okay. Passing in this reference right here. This reference has the data we need to know what to do if the property changes. Well, we've given it a callback, so it means that's going to call our method whenever the property changes. That method is static right now, but one of the pieces that's passed to it is an instance of the object that's changed. And so what we're doing is we're saying, hey, can I get that instance as a tick graph? And if it's not null, that means it was successful. It was a tick graph, which we're expecting it to be, because tick graph, that's the class we're in, and that's where we're declaring the property in. So of course it should be a tick graph. And if that's the case, then I call on show analysis change, which is similar to this. This is a static method. This is just called on the class. This is called on the instance.
Oh.
And I call that, and notice that CodeRush has declared it as virtual in case you want to override it and have descendants have a different behavior. So, if show analysis, then, there's the code that you wrote. We draw the graph whenever the property changes. So what that does is allows us to do XAML hot reload essentially, right? I make the change in XAML.
And
Visual
it
Studio
immediately happens
senses it, goes out to the running app, changes its property, and then we get this method called and we execute this code.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you ask what exactly does it do, that's a pretty clear picture. It's even more complex than that, but that kind of gives you a sense. It plays into the architecture. It calls get value and set value, right? And it does everything needed so that I can load it from a XAML form. So I can take that text XAML form and turn it into an object when we start our app up. Does that make sense? That XAML, this XAML form here and this XAML here, these are just resources compiled into your application. And what it does when we launch it up is it reads these values and initializes everything. That's why when you set it set the width to 900, it sets the width to 900.
Oh.
Okay. I want to look at something though. I got a feeling about something. It's where? Oh, it's in. Is it here? This. I didn't like this. This new height minus 400. I think it's related to this problem here, where I'm down here and nothing's moving.
I thought it was just we didn't make the rectangle big enough for the user control because because it would make sense. That's why when the moving average is down there, it works.
Yeah, I just think my sense is this. Let's change this a second. I want to play with this. I want to change it to 300. I want to see what problem prompted us. Change that to 300 right there and run it. Now, do we have more? I think so. We have to look and see how far down this is. I'm going to go back and change this. Change the size just a little bit. We're going to change that to 100 and run it. And now, yeah, we have more space to play with. So breakpoint, or include the breakpoint rather. Okay, so that's too far down, the 100, because we can't see, right?
Try 200.
Yeah, maybe 150. It's really like this height right here, whatever comes in front of it. And I'm not sure where that height is. What are those objects? What is it? Yeah, it's these two pieces in a stack panel here. What I can do is I can put both of these inside of another object. I'm thinking stack panel is what I'm thinking. And then I'll be able to figure out the height of this thing. If we give this a name, we'll call this SP top controls, like this. Let's stop the app and uh-oh, that's not good. Did I break something in here? Oh, and draw graph. That's weird. It's got that exception thrown. I'm going to close this and reopen it. See if that solves that exception. No? This is what I think I had. I'm going to undo this for a second is what I'm going to do. I'm going to undo it so we get back to where we were before. There. Save it. Close it. Open it. Okay, this is not good. I'm sensing it's a restart of Visual Studio. That's what I think. Ha! Oh, I think I know what it is. We're setting show analysis to false.
Yeah, so that the
when we load the form, we get a property changed event. When we get the property changed event, we call draw graph. Where is it? We were just in there. Let's go find it. Remember this guy? We just wrote this code. And then this guy goes out, right? This is the static handler. Then it goes to the instance method right here. We set visibility. We call draw graph. If we look at the exception, the stack trace is inside draw graph. It says null object reference not set to an instance. Let's go take a look at what's going on in draw graph. What's the first thing in here do you think it has a reference to is having problems with that doesn't exist? It's that. We need a line of code here that says, hey, if that's null, then get out.
okay.
Let's see what's going on in clear. Clear's just accessing the canvas we have it next. We have an this is that. But at design time, we don't have a chart translator yet. So we have to get out. Now, it's probably going to still show it. But once we rebuild it and it gets the new code behind it, this should all be good. See it?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. So show analysis false. Now we should be also similarly able to say it's true or false, and I don't think we'll see anything happen because we don't have the chart translator there, but we're not going to get an error. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just waiting on a bit of confirmation from you. Okay, what do you want to do?
Should we work on the test case generator?
We can do that. I want to run it one more time, just make sure it fits the window. Well, here. Never seen this argument before. The added or subtracted value results in an unrepresentable date time. Notice the time. It's 1:11:12 a.m.
That's not correct.
It's not. Let's look at our call stack. We either need to put some protective code around here, or we need to go back in the call stack, see how we got in here. Number of data points says it's 200. Get points around time. What do you think, Campbell?
I think adding protective code around this will be, I think, more beneficial.
So time center point is the problem. We're passing in like essentially the big beginning of time, I think, at least in terms of the way we are working with that. Time at data point is here. Start plus time spent. What's start? Start isn't great either. Current time is min value. So look at min value and see start as well. I think what we need to do is we need to say, hey, if start is equal to dot min value, then let's return something, but maybe just return points that's empty right at this point. We've created, it's initialized. See it right there, we initialized it. See that?
Yeah.
And so we're just going to do that. So there'll be nothing in the point, so we never get down there. That's if my start is equal to min value. That means I haven't set a start yet. Okay? So let's see if we can get back up here. He's just stepping through it. And then now we get out. And we never hit that code. Let's run it and see how we do. Okay, so that's good. This seems to be good. Like I'm seeing up and down all the way. Yeah, feels better to me. See that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, the thing I was going to do is, since I've got that control out there, did I add it now? Or did I not? I think I backed up. I backed up. Stack panel here. We're going to call this SP container. I want to use its height is what I was thinking I wanted to do here. Vertical, put those pieces inside of it. And then I want to go into here and I want to subtract SP container dot actual height. Maybe minus 10. So it's just going to get it's going to get a little buffer on either side of it. Let's try that. All right, I think it's working. One more thing real quickly. Maybe you should do this. Add a checkbox. Add a checkbox.
Where? And what for?
I want a checkbox to say show analysis charts, something like that. Checkbox is, I think it's CKB. Try that as a template. CKB. Try CHK. CHK. Nope. I don't know. You have to do it by hand then. Maybe there's not a decoder template for it. So to get the IntelliSense for it, you're gonna have to do the open and then type in checkbox like that, hit enter, close angle bracket. You set its text right in here. You can just type it in. You can say show analysis or something like that. Just type in show analysis here. You can actually put the string here, the content here. It's a Y here, and then SIS. Show analysis. And then we're going to say, I think we can do something here. I can set up a binding, I think. Can I bind to another control? I think I can. This is kind of complex, but just not sure how to do this. How to bind one thing to another control. It's actually kind of cool to do it. Let's look up WPF bind one control to one control property to another control's property. Is this going to help me? There. There. So binding, element name is what we need to do. So we have the word binding here. So I'm going to say element name. The element name is going to be, we're going to bind to the tick graph. Okay? The path is going to be the name of the property we want to bind to. Now at that point, I feel like it should work. Oh, I got an extra there. Okay. Now, where is that checkbox? The checkbox is way over here on this side. See it checked?
Yeah.
See it clear? When I typed in false down here? And then checked again. I think this is going to work. I think all that's the only code. I'm not 100% certain of it or not. Right now, maybe only one way. In other words, it shows you what the value is. But let's see what we can do here. We need some data to come in. Pudding says we're trading stocks now. Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet trading. We need some data.
Can I have the messages just a sec?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
It works.
it appears to work.
So that's cool. No code, right? We didn't have to write any event handler. We didn't write any code. That's one of the beauties of WPF is this binding. I can do data binding, right? How are you doing? I noticed you blinking your eyes. Are you okay?
Yeah, my eyes just hurt a bit.
They hurt?
Yeah, they're itchy.
You want to end the show and we'll do?
No.
Because we can. We've done an hour and a half.
No, it's okay.
All right. Okay. All right. So now we got. That's like no hands, right? No code pods. All right. So yeah, cool. Now we've got the ability to turn on our analysis on or off like that. Did you put that in quotes? You don't have to. You do not have to put it in quotes if it's right here.
Huh. That's cool.
If it's you. So notice now the quotes are gone in the background. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. I'm going to get rid of this. Now notice what happens. Watch it up there, right? Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say content equals, and then I'll put it in quotes here. And see it goes there? So I can do it in either place. This is another thing, right? I can do the same thing with button. Test selection, I can come in here and say content equals test selection. And it should be exactly the same right there. Well, I just changed it to 2. I don't understand why it hasn't updated. Why is that not working? Now it just went.
Huh?
Oh, I know
Does
why.
it not show numbers?
No, it's because of the max width. It's there, we just can't see it. Change to 85 or 95, something like that. 105. Okay? Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. We're gonna keep going?
Yes.
Okay. Test selection. We have this. I think we're gonna stop the app and create a new, whoops, hold on. Let's stop the app. We're gonna start work on it. I don't think we'll have time to finish it, but we'll start work on it. So inside here, I think I'll put it here for now. We're gonna create a new form, a new window, WPF, okay? Why don't you do that? Go ahead and click on that one. And we're gonna call this FRM test generator, or test gen, something like that. Test generator, that's fine. Excellent, make that an uppercase F before you click add. And let's move it up so people can see it because it's just slightly blocked by your, okay, there it is right there. Good, all right, let's add it. Now on this, I want to create and add that control. And I don't think I want a grid here. I think I want a stack panel. Can you change that to a stack panel for me?
Yes.
Just select the inside part. Don't select that, and just double click on either one of those and start typing in stack panel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You should be able to get IntelliSense. Maybe it's not working here. You may have to be on that one above, the top one, to get IntelliSense. There you go. Okay, so there's our new stack panel. Inside there, what I want you to do is hit an open angle bracket, the less than symbol, and then type in the word local. Local should still be available. Yeah, there it is. See local right there? And now select tick graph. And then close angle bracket. Okay, let's give it a name so you can use the XN template in CodeRush to give a XAML name, controller name. And now you type in whatever name you want to call it. Call it like tick graph again, lowercase tick, and then graph. Okay. Now we want to add some buttons to this as well. And this, by the way, this stack panel should be, or its orientation should be vertical. So I'm going to stack these down. So we'll have a tick graph in the upper part, and let's make it kind of big. Maybe we'll deal with the size of it later. Let's come down here. We're going to create another stack panel. This one's going to be horizontal, and this one is going to contain our buttons. Is that true? Will it be horizontal? Well, at the very least, we're going to have one button that says, you know, we'll call it BTN generate test. And let's, you know, we're kind of zoomed in here. Got a really tiny window. It'd be, I think, much better to see it. So cool. See, there's our tick graph in there. I don't see our button.
Well, yeah, we're not showing it. It's below.
Maybe because of its default size. And so what we need to do here is set its height.
And I think it's also because it's below. It is below the tick graph, and we can't see anything not on the tick graph.
Yeah, this height's only 450, so this is part of our problem. Let's go to like 800, and this height's 600. Do we see it yet? I don't understand it. Oh, I don't have any. Well, I don't have any text in there. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're gonna call that maybe just generate, like that. Okay, we'll make it a big fat button, so we'll set its width to like 250, and set its height to 80. No, maybe about 120.
Do we need to change the font size as well?
Let's get in there and get that font size. and get it up to, I don't know, about 45? 35? Tweak this a little bit. There you go. So you got a nice big fat button. We got our control here, generate test there. Okay? Next, we need to create a new instance of this. We can do that in our handler with this test selection button right over here. Double click on that, we'll get you to the handler. So main window XAML, not a lot going on here, right? Right now we're basically connecting to Bittrex to get the events. When the ticker updates, we update the price. Update the price. We create a new custom tick. We add it to the chart translator. And then we call dispatch invoke. Do you remember what dispatch invoke does?
No, I don't.
It's related to threading. Threading. It forces the thread to execute, or forces the following, the nested code. In other words, when I say nested code, this code, see it?
Yeah.
Forces the nested code to execute on the main UI thread, which is critical if you're going to do anything in the main UI, like update controls. Okay? Update last price is coming in asynchronously, meaning anybody can buy or sell Bitcoin at any time while we're doing threading is putting tasking. So by now Campbell already beats a lot of computer science students. He beats them silly. It's spaghetti. Yeah, we're talking about threading a little bit. So anybody can buy a stock at any time, right?
Yeah.
And sell it at any time, right?
Yes.
Well, let's say you're a computer and you've got like 5 or 6 threads, that you can run it. You've got cores that can run different threads at any time, right?
Oh,
Hey, I'm the boss. That's supposed to be over here. Sorry about that, buddy. It's all misaligned. I'll fix it.
So we're updating each time that happens.
Yeah, we're gonna
But
update
only
the
doing
UI.
it on one thread, because if we did it on all threads, then it would say that trade or that sale happened 5 times, right? Or 5 times if you had 5 threads.
It's not so much that. It's really just that if I'm going to make a change to the UI, the rule is I have to do it on the main UI thread. That's the rule. And the reason that's a rule is because if everybody tried to change their UI at the same time and it wasn't organized, it'd be like everybody trying to run up to a single bowl of ice cream and saying, let me eat it all. Does that make sense? So we're going to say if you're accessing the ice cream, you have to do it one at a time. One person at a time has to go in and get the bite. Okay?
Got it.
We've got 1 spoon, 1 bowl of ice cream, and 5 different cores that all want to eat the ice cream. And so what we do is we call dispatcher invoke. It's a special call under WPF that says whatever's in here is going to be executed on the main UI thread. So what that means is I'm only going to put stuff in here that does UI, user interface, right? Drawing on the graph, changing control text. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, if we have a button click handler, guess what? You're on. This handler here, you're on the UI thread when this comes. So I could call draw graph here without having to call dispatcher invoke. I have to call it here because update last price is what we're passing to subscribe to symbol ticker updates async. And anyone can buy a stock at any time, not on the main thread.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
We could, Campbell, ask everyone to only buy their stock when our app was on its main UI thread.
But.
And if everybody was polite, it could maybe work.
And not everybody is polite.
Not everybody's polite. It's not gonna work. Yeah, sorry about the bubble not being in the right place pudding. My bad on that. I need to, I forgot to do one set of these. And so that's why it's in the wrong place. Mine are in the right place, so you make me talk. Okay. All right. We're talking a lot about stuff here. Where were we going? Oh, I know. I was saying, hey, there's not a lot inside of main window.cs. We basically got update last price, right? We've got our subscription code, so we can subscribe to a symbol. We've got window closing, just some cleanup here, right? When we close down our form, we're going to unsubscribe so we stop getting ticks coming in. We've got this test button, right? That's the handler for this guy. Double click that, we're here, okay? This is where we save out that file. That's our current test code. And we got window size changed. And all we do in here is we just set the tick graph's height and width to make it match the size of our window. That's it for this. What I want to do is I want to take this code, comment that out. And now what I want to do is I want to go into form, test generator. I want to create a new one of those. Assign it to a local variable, and then call show dialog on it. If I call show on it, it'll show it. Well, let's just do this. Let's just run it. We'll show the difference. So, click this. Huh, where is it? I don't see it. Oh, selection doesn't exist. We're only doing it if selection exists. We have to wait till we get a selection. There. Test selection. Okay. Let's run it. Test selection. There it is. Okay? This is our test generator. See it? Uh-oh, what's this? Chart translator's null. Chart translator's null on it. We didn't set it up. Well, if that's the case, let's get out of here. If the chart translator's null, let's get out. Let's add some protection code in here, just in case, right? Because we want it to be strong and robust, right? We've already got protection code there. Don't have it there. Okay, where else? Just tabbing to next reference. Okay. Put it there. Keep going. Well, I don't think we'll have a problem there, but these checks are really fast too, so we don't need to worry about performance on these kinds of checks. They're really, really fast. And I think that's it. Now we've got our null ref checks everywhere, all the way around. Okay? Now we can continue. We need to just come up here and now continue. Now it should be safer. So there's no data here, right? Nothing has been put inside of that. But we can get there. Okay? Next. Let's do it again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. That's show. See what show does? Do you understand what's happening?
No.
I'm clicking the button. Click the button. What happens with show? Show is creating the dialog and putting it up. Do you understand what's happening?
Yeah, okay.
It's putting up like hundreds of these dialogs. Look, Alt Tab. See it?
Yeah.
Are you happy? You smile. Alright, so we got a bunch we got to get rid of. Click, 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 click. Et cetera, et cetera. Let me get in and show you what show dialog looks like. Whoops, we're right there. We're going to change that. Instead of doing show, we're going to do show dialog. Ready? Click. Show dialog. I'm going to clear it. Run. Go ahead. Wait, let's get back. Okay, there's that. There's your dialog on top. Now go try and click the button and back if you can.
Wait, what?
Yeah, click that one. See if that works.
I can't click it. It's
Yeah.
covered.
Nothing's happening. The reason nothing's happening, you can't.
It's
You
not-
shouldn't. You
I'm
can't.
not able to click it. It's not
Yeah.
even giving me any feedback.
You can't. This is blocking. Show dialog will block all UI and access to what's behind it. So I can't create hundreds of these. right? I can't do anything till I close this down.
Yeah.
Okay? That showed up. And we can also block it another way. We can come in here and we can say, you know what, let's do this. Yeah, I like show better. We're gonna do show, and we'll just restrain ourselves from hitting hundreds of these. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to go in and get to, I know that Campbell bubble is not in the right place. I do know that. Tick graph dot, there's something with the translator, I think, isn't there? Translator, set chart translator. See that? And then we can pass it a chart translator. Well, we've got one right here. Okay? So we can pass it that. But what we might want to do instead is do this. Create a new chart translator. A brand new one. And say chart translator dot set stock points, set stock data points, and we're going to pass in the selected data points. Like this. Okay? Let's build this. And let's see. So we're going to say stock data points dot add range the selected points, like that. We need to say now if the count is equal to 0, then we're going to get out of there. Return. We need something. Now what we can do is we can say start, which is date time. Start is equal to selected data points. I want to get the first one. How do I get the first one? It's an array or a list. How do I get the first element in a list?
Or wait, sorry. Right? No. Oops. It's 0, right?
Yep.
I'm not sure in what format.
Right, brackets, angle brackets. I mean, not angle brackets. Square brackets.
Square brackets?
Yeah. 0. That's the first one. How do I get the last one? So start is equal to that. End is equal to, how do I get the last one? What do I put in here?
I don't know. Whatever how many points?
And then what? Something here.
-1.
Thank you. -1. Okay. This has got to be the time, and that's got to be the time. Okay. Got it?
Yeah.
So there's set stock data points. So we're going to get, I'm going to maybe rename this to just points instead of selected points, because we don't care if they're selected or loaded or whatever. I think that may be all we need to do. So we're going to create a brand new chart translator. What that should allow us to do, theoretically, is select something, and then in the new chart translator see only the selection. You got to wait for some data to come in. But I want you to select just like, 1 point or a couple points or something like that. Maybe 2 points. Wait for at least 2 different points to come in. Yeah, I'm not liking that we're taking off our points. The price is not changing, the bids are changing. That's what's going on. So and we're clearing those out, and I'm thinking I want to keep those.
The price is changing though, I think.
Yeah,
but it's changing beyond what the decimal can find.
And I'm going to call that not changing. We're up to 8 decimal points. And
It's changing, but
it's not changing? There we go. We got
Uh-oh.
to change.
I can't select. Oh, no, I can. But it's not showing me the bottom.
Hold on. Yeah.
It's changing. It's updating when you resize
Hold on.
it.
There's I think a quick change for this. Quick fix for this. I think it's around here. What's the actual height? 88. Let's go minus 30. See how that works. I just think it's just too big. We're just miscalculating because there's also space for the title bar too. Nope, not enough. Let's just kind of tweak it till we get right and see the bottom. Let's go to 50. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so now give me a couple points. Once you select like from here to there. See it from there to there?
Okay.
Because that's a recognizable bit of the selection. Hit the test selection button. Nothing is in here.
Nope.
I'm missing a call to draw a graph, maybe? Close it down. Let's go back into our handler here. Let's bring it up. And test selection. Let's see if that does anything. Nope. Let's break into it though. We'll step into it. Wait, did I not hit the button? I haven't hit the button yet. Okay, so we're setting the chart translator, drawing the graph. Let's see what we got. Clear. Okay, so far so good. 0 stock data points. There's 0. Did this fail? Because this is acting as if it has no data in it, and that this failed. Let's close it. Do it again. Okay. Yeah, points are 0.
What?
What? That's not what I'm talking about. I don't like that. I don't want to hear that, Campbell.
Oh, I think I know why. Yeah, okay.
Wait, how do you know why? I don't know why.
It's just an idea of why.
Tell me.
So, you know how we added that rectangle that went all across the canvas? So
Yep.
that whenever we would move the mouse, it would move the dotted line, and we could select 2. And
Yeah.
we would find the nearest dot. I think that's because that is there, we aren't seeing the points that are behind it.
Well, let's do this. I'm not sure. Let's do this. Let's go step into this. We're passing in what seems like a decent range. It's about a minute apart. It's about 11:47 in the morning here and 11:48 in the morning here. So let's just step inside and see why we can't get any points. Here we are, locking the data. Oh, we have no data points at all? Well, that's not going to give us anything. Interesting. Oh, I see the problem. I totally see the problem. It's a namespace collision. This, if I tap the next reference, goes to here. But this code used to be without this. This used to not be here, right? So this used to go off of our main guy. See all those tab to next references? So what we can do is we can say, let's do a rename of this guy so we don't have a name collision on this. So rename this and we'll call this maybe our selection chart translator. Okay?
Yeah.
Then we'll go back here, uncomment that, and now I bet you we get something decent. So let's come up here, selected points. Now we've got 5 points. Sweet. Now we're going to call it, I'm just going to run, and now it is, well, I've got a full selection,
Wait.
but I don't see any
screen.
points.
Can I?
I think we need a little more work to do. We need to tell it its chart height and width, maybe. Although I think that's happening soon. Let's go step into draw a graph. Okay, close that down. I do like that we're seeing a full selection. When we come in, test selection, go in. Here we go. Add range, 5 points. And I should also, next time I do it, I should come in here and do this to lock it so we don't have collision. So we don't have 2 threads concurrently trying to access it at the same time. We're setting start and end, so that should be correct. Yeah, that is correct. What other properties do we have here that we need to worry about? Calculate bounds. What do we call that? We call that whenever we add a new point. We're not calling it here. I think we should call it. Let's see if that helps. Aha!
Oh,
That was it.
full screen.
Okay. So now we've got, there you can see the data. It's right up at the edges.
Wait. I don't think it will be a full screen. No, it. Yeah, okay,
It's-
then maybe we should make it a bit smaller so that we can see it
Yeah.
with more. Yeah, and also you can see it's cropping off the top.
Yeah, I can see that. I can sure see that.
Okay. There's one more thing I want to do because I think this is a good space. It's a good spot to leave this. And there's another thing I want to add. So that there's like a text box where you can just enter the symbol that you want or the cryptocurrency that you want to graph, and it will change the symbol.
Okay, and collect new data on it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do it.
Where's my? Oh.
I think TBX,
Yeah, TBX.
lowercase.
Oops, my caps lock.
An extra T at the beginning there.
Okay. And this I will call it.
Currency maybe?
Yeah. Currency.
Okay.
And then we could also maybe do the same thing for what it's converting to. Because currently it's just converting to USDT.
Sure.
Oh wait, I did. What is it for if you wanted to have a default value, but then when you click on it, it changes?
I don't think that's built into the text box as it is right there. I think you're going to need, the question in my mind is there going to be a button that we're going to press to load? Or will it,
Yeah, it's gonna be a text box. Oh, and then
you want a button to the right of it?
yes.
If you don't want that, then you want to have a stack panel here that's horizontally aligned. So you put yours here and then you put the button to the right of it right here. BTN, like
Load.
go or something
Yeah.
like that. Oops. And then the text is like go. Does that make sense? You do padding of like 8 here. Oops. Oh, I don't have padding in here. alignment, center it. All right, and then let's set up a margin here. Oops. The left about 20, something like that. And you can change go to load currency or subscribe to currency, something like that.
I think it's okay.
Then we can take this, duplicate that, and create a new piece called TBX quote currency. Like this. And maybe you just say USDT here. Okay? Right there, like that. Get rid of the go button here.
Setting it to a default is actually, yeah, okay.
And then we'll have some text blocks in here. We do this too, where we could say this one here is going to be quote currency. Like that.
Yeah, okay. Then we should just get rid of enter currency here and make its default Bitcoin.
And you want to make it BTC?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of a cheap, fast way to do it. So we got that. Let's see. Quote currency, that needs to go. Yeah, that's good. And then this one up here is going to be just currency. Or base currency. Maybe just currency. Currency to watch. Like that. Quote currency needs a margin in front of it. Maybe 20 or something like that. There we go. Okay, cool. So now when we hit go, double click on that, you can add the code for that. Now we need to subscribe. Before we subscribe, drop a marker here. Alt home to drop the marker. Go up to the top where we do the actual subscription.
Control home?
Control home. Get you to the top. Here's the subscription right here. See, it's inside of this. What's this?
Main window.
Yeah, what is it?
Main window.
Yeah, it's a class called main window, but what is this called? It's got a special name.
Oh, sorry, the constructor.
It's a constructor, right there. It initializes whatever class you're in. No return type. See, no return type there.
And
Same
it's
name
the same name as
the class, right? Got it? Okay.
So we just need to set symbol equal to the text box.
This, from here to here, we need to extract this into its own method.
Oh, but then we also need to change the quote currency to a variable.
We'll do that. We'll do both of those. So we're going to extract it to its own method. We're going to call this subscribe to ticker updates, like that. See right here where it says string symbol? I'm going to hit the coder's key here to choose promote to parameter. Can you do that actually?
Oh, and then.
Look what it does.
Okay.
See, isn't that sweet? All right, promote to parameter. Now we want to do the same thing over here. So we'll do this. I'll just create a new string called USDT, and I'll set it equal to USDT. And we're going to, oh, we need to do it down here too. Oops. Like that. Okay? And then this, we're going to do the same thing and go ahead and promote that to a parameter. And we're going to call this the quote currency. Quote currency. Like that. So we've got a symbol and a quote currency that we're going to pass in. Okay? See that?
Yeah.
Okay, now, in your button go click, you need something like this, but you need to replace these two, and you need one more call, which is this. Unsubscribe all. See it? Because we don't want to get any more of those other ticker updates. Okay? So you're going to do unsubscribe all, and then you're going to change those two lines of code right down there. So I'm going to scroll it up so everybody can see it. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so I believe this should, and then in here,
You're close.
Oh, but then we also need to set it as a default.
You're close. You're passing in text boxes, but you want to pass in strings that only have the text, the value of the text property of the text boxes.
Okay.
Because the text box has got all kinds of properties on it.
Oops.
No, it's not that you want to convert it to a string. You want to access one of the properties on each of these text boxes.
Oh.
Go to your, if you're not sure, go to the XAML to see it.
Oh,
Or you can
gotcha.
find it here.
Yeah.
That's correct. It's kind of like giving someone a chocolate chip cookie and say, you get that grain of chocolate right there. And they're like, but you gave me a chocolate chip cookie. And you're like, no, you just get that chocolate chip. And you're like, but you gave me the chocolate chip cookie. What this does is this takes out the chocolate chip and gives it to it. I think that'll work. Try it. So we're gonna run it and we're gonna change to like Ethereum.
Uh-oh. Nope, did not work. Oh, it went...
Yeah, it did.
It takes... No, but these are still Bitcoin prices. That's weird.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so the price drops way down. Let's fix that. How do we fix it, Campbell?
Oh, we just need to do a refresh when we...
It's not a refresh. The problem is the data's still in there. The data's in our chart translator.
we redraw. Oh.
This is data's coming from the chart translator. It holds the prices. We need to kill that data, get rid of it. How do we do that?
Okay.
Switch back to BTC.
And the price is
Go.
way back up.
How do we clear it? What object is it in?
Chart translator.
Okay, so type it in. Dot what? What do we got?
This is promising.
Maybe it doesn't exist yet. I was hoping for a clear method. There's nothing. This is clear. Let's declare it. What's clear going to look like? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you everything. It's going to look like this. We got to lock it, and we got to choose some method from here. And then a semicolon.
How would I put the same method as a parameter to the method?
I'm not sure. I don't know why that didn't seem helpful to me either. Let's run it. So now we're on BTC. Wait, are we locked? Is seriously locked up?
We should try restarting it.
We unsubscribe all. We gotta lock up here. We saw lock up here before.
We did?
Yeah,
Oh,
remember we were
right.
closing down? You guys saw it? I'm gonna shut it down. I'm not sure why, but I'm a little uncomfortable with that. I'm worried about that a little bit. It did happen during edit and continue both times. All right, so now we're looking at BTC. We got some data points. See it at 31,000
Yeah.
USDT? Go ahead and change that to Ethereum and hit go. And now everything should clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right?
Perfect.
We did it. I'm gonna set up a rate.
And
You want to check in
what
that
are
code?
some of the other code currencies?
What'd you say?
What are the symbols for some of the other code currencies?
It's got to be something that they actually support. And I don't know what other ones Bittrex supports. So they're kind of limited. There is maybe try EUR.
Yeah. Okay.
Try that and hit go. See if it works.
Yeah. It appears.
Yeah, it is working. Look at it. Nice. So those are in euros. Or maybe the euro coin. I'm not sure what that is exactly. Okay. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the rate, getting the rate going.
And do you know Bittrex only supports cryptocurrencies, correct?
Yes, I think that's correct. Not regular stocks. But this data, we can find data for stocks, right? Because we created our custom tick instead of using a Bittrex tick for everything, it should not be hard to use data for regular stocks and put it into the app.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, kids, I'm going to send you over to White Panther. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Have a good rest of your weekend. Kim, anything you want to say goodbye to everybody before we get out here?
No, just see you Friday.
See you next Friday, says Campbell. All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.